All right, welcome back. It's the Open Exchange podcast. My name is Boobie.
Dom.
Leon.
And we're here with a guest. You want to introduce yourself, bro?
My name is Mic Ruiz.
I don't know what to say next.
Right, what's good, y'all boys? How was everybody week? Everybody good?
Pretty cool. Just regular, nothing different, What about you? Or yeah.
Honestly, this week has been draining. I'm just trying to figure a lot of shit out, so it's been in my head a lot, but I'll be all right.
That's good. Keep your head up.
My week was cool. I would say I could felt he was drained.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of was not draining me in a bad way, but it was kind of like, because I don't know how to help him. Because Lex is like, when he go through it, he stay to himself, get through it.
Yo, that's such a cancer thing, though, bro.
Nah,
cancers can
Here we go.
bro.
But like, you know what I'm saying?
Cancers can feel you out more than anybody else, bro.
I mean, I've been around him for like 6-something years. So it's like, I could tell when he drained in a way. So it was like, you know what I mean? Not understanding how to really help him. You know what I'm saying? Because I sit with him every day, so I could feel it. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like I was talking to my mom, like, damn, like I know Lex going through something. Like, what should I do? She was like, I mean, just wait for him. You know what I mean? Let him take his time. I was like, other than that, though, week was cool. You know what I mean? Yeah.
My week is taking it a day at a time, bro. As likewise going through stuff, but you gotta keep your head above the water. You gotta keep going.
Mm-hmm.
The grass is always green on the other side. Sun always shines after the storm. That's the only thing we could do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, if you allow it to consume you, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult, So you definitely have to take it a day at a time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So Mike, you reached out to us.
For sure.
It was like I think a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you hit us up because you said you saw what we was doing. As far as like with our podcast, as far as creating a type of environment where it's just like safe for people to come on, share their story. We talked on the phone for a little bit, and you were like excited. You know what I mean, to get your story out. So getting into that, like, who is Mic Ruiz?
Oof. You ever seen that question where that dude asked Jay-Z and he's like, who is Jay-Z? And he went too deep into it. It's like, do you really want me to get deep into it? Or, all right, so Mic Ruiz is a human being, first and foremost. Formerly incarcerated, former substance abuser. I was sexually abused at the age of 7. I tried to kill myself at the age of 18. I've suffered suicide thoughts since a little kid, growing up even till now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I picked my first book up in jail. And that's when like my mind started really opening up to shit like, oh, wow. Like the perception is really a gift. So then like I started understanding books is really like an asset. I don't do the partying. Like I went out last night with one friend and I just ran into like a whole bunch of people that I knew. And it was like, oh shit, Mike, you never out and about. I really don't. Like I don't do the partying. If I'll go have a drink, I'll go have a drink by myself. I like that. So yes, that's who Mic Ruiz is. We all got to get lost into the conversation.
Yeah. Going up, my fault.
I would say, so going off of that, right? I think you said it was at the age of 7.
Yeah. And
then also too, you weren't the only one.
Nah, it happened to somebody else, but he doesn't feel comfortable me putting him out there,
No problem. And with that, right? Like that experience, like how was that? Because at 7 years old, you're young. You're still a little boy in the world, right?
Bro, I replay that. I could replay that like detail, but like I have. You ever heard how LeBron can like replay things in his head? Oh, I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Like I could replay that detail. And sometimes it fucks me up. Like in my debut album when it's released, I say in track 2, I think it's called This Is Me. I believe it's the second verse. Right? Second verse, I mentioned how when I flash back, it makes me want to get high. Because I don't want to think about it, bro. Like, you know what it is to be 7 years old, have your babysitter's son lure you into a bedroom and tell you that lions can have sex and they can be both guys and they can have sex. And then I go to the babysitter and I ask her and she says, yeah, they could do that. So like now that I'm 27, I'm analyzing the situation. I'm like, yo, I feel like they was
Yeah,
They work together and they do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough.
And then I went inside the bedroom and he did what he did.
Wow. Yeah. And like what? And I mean, obviously, that's a very traumatic experience. So like after that, you know what I'm saying? Like the years after that, like what?
I just bottled that up for years, bro.
You didn't tell anybody.
Nobody. Until I ended up
Parents.
in the psych ward. And I was talking to my family on the phone and they're like, they was bitching at me. Like, and I'm like, yo, can y'all shut the fuck up and just like realize that y'all just
Right.
never gave me a safe space?
Mhm.
Y'all never gave me this.
Right.
I feel like every kid needs this. You feel me? And us as like, unfortunately, a lot of, I have to be real, like a lot of ethnicities outside of Caucasians, we neglect that safe space. A lot of it. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. And that's what leads to a lot of kids to females being prostitutes and strippers, or men being drug dealers and angry in the world and violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because we never gave them that safe space to express, so they just take out that anger elsewhere. It's a coping mechanism. Everything that we do is a coping mechanism. If you really analyze and sit back, why do we do the things we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just to reflect and let out a lot of energy that we have.
Crazy thing about that is like, if you look into different family dynamics, you'll notice that parents, they're able to wrap their minds around other people's children being in a space where like they're uncomfortable and whatnot, and they're able to show sympathy for that.
Bro, it's
But in their
ridiculous.
own home, they can't do that.
Yo, bro, I used to say this to my mother, and like, I love my mother. Don't get me wrong. Our relationship had a roller coaster ride no matter what, but my mother gave me life. I can't neglect her. You know what I'm saying? I can't neglect my mom's. But I've used to say to like, why do you treat other people this specific way, but when you come home and close doors, you're a whole different human being?
I can speak on that crazy.
That's why I look, because
But the thing is, like, taking that look inside to a point, you got to admit that I fucked up. And parents, they can't do that a lot of times. If you admit that you fucked up, that you're a failure.
But you know, I can't blame my mom. My mom was 18 when she had me. My pops was 36, bro.
So to that, right? What was you're saying like, obviously your mother brought you in, so you gotta like love her. Like, what was your relationship like with your parents? You know what I'm saying, when you were growing
I mean, my mom had to do both jobs. I mean, I still love my pops too. My pops has Alzheimer's right now, and I'm trying to take care of him. You know what I'm saying? My mom did both jobs. She raised me as a mom and a dad. She had to work overtime. I barely got to see her. So while she was out and about, I had to be the dad for my little brother. So like, that's why my little brother's straight. My little brother's good. Like, I basically had to become a practical psychologist growing up, because like I started analyzing shit and I'm like, oh damn. All right, so my mom's moving this way. My pops is not here. So this is how, all right. So I'm not getting this type of love, but I'm gonna make sure he's gonna get that love. I'm gonna make sure he's good. I'm gonna make sure he goes to school. I'm gonna make sure he does his homework. Like, my little brother will tell you, like, I was his father. I raised him. You know what I'm saying? Even though we was a 5-year difference, but I just had to make sure he was okay, because I knew I wasn't. Somehow, some way, like as a little kid, I knew I wasn't okay, but I didn't give a fuck about that. You feel me? I had to make sure he was all right. And that's like something that allows me to like nowadays do the same thing. I like to make sure everybody else all right. Me, I got my therapist for that. Me, I got my journal, I got music to make sure I'm emotionally okay. And I got a few friends that I can call, like, yo, I'm going through some shit. I feel like killing myself today. I feel suicidal today. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
But I'm just, I'm self-aware of when I'm going through these dark thoughts, these dark moments. And a lot of people won't express it. I definitely will. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm done bottling shit up. That shit destroyed me mad. Like, growing up destroyed me.
So growing up the way you did and the experience that you had, like, what do you feel that's attributed to like different behaviors you have now?
Bro, honestly, like, basketball. Basketball was a coping mechanism for me. Bro, anybody will tell you from my hood, I was the first person in the park and last person to leave, just because I didn't want to be home.
So it's Kobe in the hood.
Or
I didn't want to be home.
Right.
I just did not want to be home. And people tell me like, yo, you're a bug out. Like, I knew people would not be there till 1 p.m. And like growing up, I used to compete with the people in the park. Now I don't compete with nobody. I wish I had the mentality growing up. I would have been an ill basketball player. You know what I'm saying? But like, I knew there was gonna be that 1 o'clock. So I was like, yo, I got 9 to 12. I could work on my game. And then I could work what I worked on my game from 9 to 12, from 1 to 10 p.m. because the lights turn off at 10 p.m. And then I go home and eat and repeat. That was, yo, bro, I kid you not. That was my mindset, mentality. Like, I would try to get people to work out with me, but ain't nobody had the mentality. And now that same mentality I have for basketball, it's for what I do now.
Life, right.
You feel me? Like now, anybody will tell you, you can't name somebody that works harder than me. Like I'll go 2 hours of sleep, go to the gym, still start my day, go to work, 24 hours, whatever. Sometimes I go 36 hours without sleeping, bro. As just, my mentality is just, there's times where I break out tears, but I know it's worth it. I know it's like, I've pushed myself to a standard where I won't accept anything less, bro.
If you're comfortable with sharing, what was the age, right, that you first started having those like suicidal thoughts?
Ooh, early, bro. Early, like 12, 13. When I was in elementary school, I was one of the smartest kids in school, if not the smartest kid. But once I saw that my friends were in the bad class, I wanted to be with them. So I was like, all right, so let me just start destroying shit. I started cutting the class map, started being disrespectful to the teachers. I was like, I gotta get out the honors. I gotta get out honors. I don't want to be in honors. I want to be with my friends. So I was like, let me figure this shit out. Okay, so let me be a badass. And I became the worst kid in school. I fought every day. My mom was a very attractive individual, so a lot of the kids used to say shit to me. I used to knock them out. I was not with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, yeah, that was my thing. And then the suicide thoughts started kicking in when I was like in 6th, 7th grade. And I was, especially at home, I don't want to get too much into details because I don't want to violate my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom is my mom. But there were certain things that I would say at home and then she would just react in specific ways that wasn't appropriate. You know what I'm saying? And that was always my thing. That was always my way. At 18, when I tried to kill myself, it was because I fell in love with a girl. Her name was Elizabeth Santana. I fell in love with her. And when she broke my heart, I felt like I couldn't live without her. And it was like a codependency type of thing, you know? And when she left me, I was like, damn, I really was heartbroken. Like, I didn't want to live. I didn't want to show my face in school. I felt like I finally had, that was the first person I opened up about being raped. She was like that first safe space that like I felt love. I felt like, oh man, I've been looking this love from my mother all my life. My grandma gave it to me, but my grandma's my grandma though. You know what I'm saying? But when Elizabeth gave me that love, I was like, oh man, this felt so good.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so I felt safe to open up about being raped and a lot of shit about my mom. Like a lot of shit that I should have coped with like therapists and whatnot, but I didn't. She gave me that safe space. And once we broke up, it was just like a turmoil for me. It destroyed me. And I knew she didn't want me to be in the streets. Because when I was with her, like my high school basketball coach was like trying to get me to play varsity.
Right.
And so I started getting my grades up and whatnot. But once we broke up, I was like, I'm going to do everything that you didn't want me to do now. Because I wanted her attention again. You know what I'm saying? So I started banging in the streets to a local gang that was in her neighborhood so I could be more around her. And then I wanted to become the best basketball player, so I wanted to be the best person in the streets. You feel me? Or anything I put my mind to, I'm going to be the best.
That's right.
You feel me? That's always been my thing. Like, I'm going to be the best. No matter what it is, I'm going to put my mind to, I'm going to be the best. Fuck it. And then I got into the streets, and long story short, I just became somebody I wasn't proud of back then. I'm proud of it now because it led me to the person I am today. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, definitely. It led me to do a lot of things that I'm not proud of now. You know?
I want to ask a question about I know you said that, you know, with your music, it helps you to like to cope and, you know, just get out of things and like whatever you're thinking about, right? So what is it that you want to like bring out about your music? Like, what do you want people to receive from you and your music?
My story, my voice. I want people to know that it's okay. Like, I'm literally, I've realized recently, ever since I started entering Twitter Spaces and telling my story, right? I want people to feel okay. I want people to talk about their suicide thoughts. I want people to talk about mom and dad. I want people to talk about being raped as a kid, substance abuse, cutting themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to open up and feel comfortable. That's my goal I want to be that vessel. I want that stop the homosexuality hate, the race hate, all that. I want peace, bro. I want everybody to be united, bro. So I'm working my balls off to be that using art, because art is a great way to influence people. I've realized because I'm a super Kendrick
My
fan.
favorite.
Word,
I'm
bro.
a super Eminem
Yeah.
fan. I'm a super J. Cole fan, Kanye fan, Russ fan.
Mm.
And it's not like their art is immaculate, don't get me wrong, but it's the mentality, the aura, the personality, the character, the way they carry the Jay-Z's. Like, their art is immaculate, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna take nothing away from them, but the way they carry themselves, I study that shit, bro. I literally will watch an interview, I'm like, why are you talking like that? Why are you sitting like that? Okay, I get it. I'll look deeper than the skin and bones. I'll literally pierce through their skin and bones so I could understand them. Because I idolize them, you know? And they raised my aspirations. Like Russ, when I came home from jail and I heard that Russ was doing the produce mix mastering, and then my man Cash Sinatra was doing a recording himself on a bus, he was mixing his shit, right? I'm like, fuck that. They could do it. What the fuck? I could do the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I told myself that. I went to college for a day for music school. The teacher was like, all right, you know too much of this. It's not for you. Go to something else. And I'm like, all right, I'm wasting my time. I'm out of here. Then I went to audio engineering school. I went for a day, and they was talking about like the science of sound, which that was enough for me to go back home and like, all right, thank you. I'm done. Like, I'm going to continue doing YouTube. You know what I mean? And from there, I just told myself everything, bro.
So you you mentioned as far as like wanting to be a vessel, you know what I'm saying, for peace, for people to feel comfortable like in their story. And I think when we was on the phone, I told you, like, you know what I mean, about my experience, you know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, when I was 8 years old, I was visiting the South. And I told y'all this story recently too. And you know, I was at the Boys and Girls Club, you know what I mean, same thing, you know, getting in trouble. So we were going to sneak out one day. You know, it was me and a couple of my other friends. And I showed you the picture. I sneak out the side door and
Go to facts.
Huh?
I think you're not.
oh yeah, so I was gonna sneak out the side door, and I get outside, they not there. So me, I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'm, you know what I mean? Because we was going to Miss Mary's store. I showed Leon how it looked. And, you know, as I'm walking, like, you know, like a force might just grabs me, pulls me into an alleyway, right? Pulls me, and then like he, you know, grabs me. He's like, yo, just be quiet, whatever the case may be. Now me, you know what I mean, I'm still, you know, a rebel at this point. So, you know, he tries to force me to give him like oral sex or whatever the case may be. He's like trying his hardest. But like me, I mean, you still got some fight in you. You know what I mean? So then, you know, somebody walks past, they see it, they yell, you know what I mean? And then the lady from across the street was like, you know, leave him alone, whatever the case may be. He runs off. And because of like one being a kid, being like a boy, I still kind of knew that like as a boy, you don't really get
Feels
the
uncomfortable.
emotional attention,
Your
right?
intuition spoke to
And
you, right?
right, so like I never told anybody because one, I was like, I'm probably gonna get more in trouble for sneaking out as opposed to that. You know what I'm saying? Because one, somebody probably might not believe me if I say that. They probably like, but she's lying. You know what I mean? So I held that in. So with you, right? To somebody who's like, who may be like me, who might be like, I don't want to tell nobody. So 24, however long they've been on this earth, they hold that. And you said you're like an advocate for like therapy and like, you know what I mean, just releasing that type of energy. What would you say to those people who hold those stuff in and they be like, you know, I don't want to tell my story because either people might not believe me or, you know what I mean, they might not care because people look at therapy in a negative light sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sit on this couch and just tell my problems to a random person who, you know what I mean, they don't really know me from a hole in the wall, but I'm gonna just sit on this couch and I'm gonna just release all this information to. And some people feel like therapy don't work. So what would you tell to like the people that's like me in the world who's never really believed in therapy that much?
Well, if you feel like you don't want to speak to somebody, I always say either art, journal, or voice memos.
The voice memos?
Yeah, why not?
Mm.
And then hear yourself. Because think about it, we're deeper than, like, we're just skin and bones. Our mom and pops had sex. We're forced to look the way we're forced to look the way we look, right? But who are we really? It's deep inside. So who I'm talking right now, it's not really my skin and bones, it's my insides talking. You know what I mean? My spiritual side, my energy that's speaking right now. If you really think about it. So if you listen to your voice memo, you reflect back, you're like, oh, I met this Virgo chick recently, Kiana Smith.
You with the zodiac shit.
Yo,
man.
because it really means a lot to me because I like to analyze that and I like to connect things. You know, I try to connect the dots. I like to make it like an understanding. Kiana Smith, we're not talking no more. I reacted in a bad way, but she was an amazing human being that literally, like, she gave me a safe space. And she made, like, I started breaking down tears. She's like, I want you to talk about your life. I want you to tell me more about yourself. She's like, no. She's like, you don't open up. I'm like, okay. So I literally went from, like, day one to, like, we didn't get fully through because it was too much for me. It was really, like, it broke me down. But those voice memos, you can really reflect back and analyze it. That's what therapists do, right? They write down what you're thinking. My therapist at Monday, 8:45 in the morning.
You said she saved your life, right?
Oh,
She had like a huge impact in your life. I don't want to.
oh my God, Connie, amazing. That's my woman. I've let out so much through her. She says it. She's like, damn, you've evolved so fast, but it's because I'm able to reflect now. I'm able to analyze myself. She asks me the right questions, what allows me to, like, pick apart my brain, and picking apart my brain would allow me to, like, view myself from the outside in. You know what I'm saying? So it allows me to evolve at a faster rate. It allows me to, like, okay, that makes sense. This is where it comes from. This comes from my dad or my mom in this moment, or when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? So those are powerful things for me. So definitely, for anybody that has not created that safe space for themselves, look yourself in the mirror and just first and foremost forgive yourself. Bro, I remember when I wrote my journal, when I forgave myself, I cried like a baby, bro. I cried. I forgave myself for so much shit that I was just bottled in, and it was just like, wow, this feels so good.
To that, right? And this is a question for you two as well. Is there because you said, like, as far as forgiving yourself, would y'all say there's things in y'all life that y'all still hold on to that, like, that doesn't allow y'all to, like, move forward and you haven't forgiven yourself for?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To me, to this day, still. There's still a lot. Well, I mean, I'm only 27. You know what I mean? Like, probably when I'm 98, I still got more. You know what I mean? We're only human beings. And it's okay. You feel me? That's the beauty of it. It's a journey. It's a longevity. It's a marathon. It's to continue going. Day by day, you learn more about yourself. Like, you ever seen The Notebook?
Unfortunately.
Bro, and you know who showed me that? Elizabeth. Yeah, shout out to Elizabeth. Like, yo, bro, I cried watching that movie after we broke up. Mad times.
Yeah, get shit a couple times.
Nah, yeah.
I ain't gonna fry, because the mushy things don't really be my thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw it, and then I was just like, damn, Jack.
But you see how, see, my thing about love, right? When you find that one person, you want to see them evolve in every single aspect. Because you're going to see her or him, whatever it is, change 1 trillion times.
Yeah.
We all have many butterfly phases, bro. Where you break out that cocoon and become a new being, a new person. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. When you meet that person, bro, you get to see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait till I have that one woman. Whether it's my ex, whether it's Elizabeth, I don't know who it is. I want it to be one woman. You know what I mean? I really want it to be that one woman I could rock with and build an empire with, bro, and just watch her evolve. That's like, that to me is so attractive.
Yeah, because you want to grow together.
Oh, it's the
You wanna
most
see-
beautiful
yeah.
thing, bro.
Even like, not even just limited to just your woman, even like your homies, your friends, your
Yeah.
like,
Everybody.
Like you want to see, like, you know what I mean, like the growth. Like for example, I see it in him. I see it in him. Nate.
We see you too.
Kevin. Shut up, Kev. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean. You can see that, and it's like those something that you proud of. So like, you know what I mean, when you can. Like I know, like me personally, you know what I mean. It's something that when I see, like if I speak about like Boobie or if I speak about Leon, the people they be, oh yeah, like you really fuck with them. I'm like, yeah, like because I saw them. I remember meeting them 6-something years ago, and I see how they are now. It's totally different. Whether appearance, life, you know what I mean, like whatever it is, like you see the growth in that person, and it's dope. Like,
Well,
it's really dope.
people psychology. Let's go to Kendrick.
Mhm.
Go Kid Mad City. Pimp a Butterfly. Cam.
Kendrick just
But look at the butterfly. Look at the cocoon.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's
lovely.
always a new face. Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye
Yeah.
is really good with that.
Both Geminis. You know what I'm saying?
right, man.
Bro, yo, you know what it is though? Like if you really sit and think about it, yo, Geminis, Paul McCartney's a Gemini.
We really doing this?
Yeah. Prince is a Gemini.
Fire.
Biggie's a Gemini. Tupac was a Gemini.
What is this?
JFK
You don't like zodiacs.
was a Gemini. Think about the influential. Donald Trump was a Gemini. Is a Gemini.
Sir.
But like you get this shit like, but you know
sorry,
what
dog.
it is? It's because Geminis are the greatest communicators. There's a book I'm reading right now. It's on it. You
Is it
know,
strictly like on Geminis or
Yeah.
is it like on zodiacs? in
no,
general?
zodiacs in general.
So you really like an astrologist person?
I'm a psychology person, bro. I love learning about anything and everything, bro.
But like
I have a question.
Go for it.
Do you feel that the actual stars or whatnot that these people that these people are born under influence how to react and go through life, or do you feel is the knowledge that that's what they're of?
Both.
Okay, because I like to feel like it's the latter, like the knowledge of I'm a Taurus. I was
My
born
brother's a Taurus.
There's a lot of people
super
that's like-
level-headed.
People that like they see those traits or they hear those traits all the time, like, oh, Taurus are like this, like this, like this, and they kind of internalize that.
And you guys are stubborn at times. But see, the thing is, little brother, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Look at that shit. Hold on, I'm not gonna answer this, but what's the chances of that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the stars right there. That's energy calling shit, bro.
I'm stubborn because
I ain't gonna lie, it's proven right there though.
You know what?
Bro, that's magic, bro. That's
Yeah, bro.
magic,
I
bro.
hate it.
That's not normal, bro.
I hated it.
Like, yo, another female that really touched my heart was a Libra. Brittany Carrasquillo. Oh Lord, she touched my soul. And the reason why we broke up is because I lied, bro. Yo, bro, hear this lie, right? I lied because I felt like she was talking to somebody else, and she told me he was gay, and I didn't believe it. I was very insecure at that point. I was a little boy at that point. You know what I mean, mentally. And I went out with a homegirl. She told me she didn't want me to go hang out with. That was her homegirl, because I really wanted to figure it out. Like, and I vented to her. So it's 3:00 in the morning. I called my shorty and I wanted to see her. I was drunk. I was lit. You know how that goes. And then I told her I was at Applebee's. And then that was the lie. And that's why she broke up with me.
And this is what age?
I was 24.
Yeah. It's always that one little thing. Going off a line, like it's what you was talking about outside. Communication is key. Just keep it 100. Say what it is.
But now I'm on that type of time.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Now, like from my experiences, now I'm on that type of time. Now I don't waste my time, bro. I like to communicate. Let me know what it is, what time you coming, what time we're gonna be there.
Mhm.
Be there. If you're running late, tell me ahead of time. If something's bothering you, tell me. I will respect your boundary
Mm.
and not cross it because I respect you as a human being.
Right.
But a lot of people ain't about. There's just a lot of people filled with ego and pride nowadays, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, bro, I could see myself. You ever seen that Jeff Bezos video when he was like, "Oh, I'm a billionaire," and he's driving like a hoopty?
No.
Well, he's driving a super hoopty. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm a billionaire. I didn't even know that." That would be me. Like, "Oh shit, I made this much money and I still got the same sneakers I wore like 5 years ago. Yeah, cool. Okay, great."
Yo. You know, you don't really like dive into like the materialistic things type of things.
I'm a minimalist now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember I sold drugs and I had a whole bunch of clothes. I had a whole bunch of sneakers. It was just to impress women. It was to feed my ego. All that Gucci, Louis stuff is to feed your ego and its coping mechanisms, stuff like that. Like, oh, look, I'm great. I'm here. Can you accept me in society? I'm fly. Please, I'm here. Like and I'm not for whoever does that, cool. I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. You feel me? Like whoever does that shit, cool. But me as a human being, I don't, whatever. Like this vest was given to me from a friend of mine. I wear it like it's.
So now, besides like the music and like art, what would you say now like feeds like your soul now? Like obviously you don't
Helping people, bro.
Right, 'cause I know you did also say that you go around speaking to at-risk teens or something like that for a nonprofit.
So I was working at Horizons Correctional Facility, being a mentor. I'm working at a music program, after school program in East New York called at High Leadership. That's how I actually met you guys, because my coworker reposted you guys on her story, and she's a Pisces. She posted you on her. She posted y'all in her story, and I was like, "Ooh, can you connect me?" She's like, "Oh, nah, my friend was on the show," and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just reach out myself," and I communicated with you guys. I love this. Like, I could possibly see myself on a Hot 97 platform, but if like they get to that bullshit part, I'm gonna walk out. Cause I want the realness. I want connection. I want like, what can we do to make something powerful? How can we impact people? How can we influence people to change? Like this conversation, I've been fiending for this because I know the influences. Somebody's gonna watch this 5-10 years from now and be like, oh shit, Mike said some jewels. Cause I watch other people's interviews and holy shit, Russ, you said some shit. Kanye, you said some shit. Kendrick, you said some shit. Eminem, you said some shit. 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So this is my beginning. This is, you pop my cherry right now. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, you did.
Yeah. I was not expecting that one.
Yeah, at all.
Listen, I didn't pop the shoe in my life, but I was not expecting that.
I've always wanted this, bro, because I have a voice and I have a story to tell, bro. And my story is strictly just to amplify my voice and connect with people and want them to feel comfortable to change their lives.
Dope. What are your upcoming plans for this year?
That was actually my next question.
Well, originally, I was going to release 60 songs.
Damn.
60?
Yeah.
How?
Bro, I have too much music.
Oh, you already have them recorded? That you was going to.
And I could, bro, if I wanted to, if I literally had nobody calling me, asking me for favors to look out for them and telling me their problems and nothing, and I could just disconnect my phone and be by myself with nobody and literally no distractions.
That's unhealthy.
But like, if I could do that, bro, I could knock out like 5-6 songs a day.
A day?
Easily.
I can see that. I can see that.
About any, it's fun for me.
And you write, like you write your.
I write,
down, or you
produce,
just-
mix, master, all that.
No, I'm saying like when you make a song, like do you write it down or you're more so like I'm not writing, I just
Sometimes it all depends. Like some songs I'll just, there's a song on my album, on my upcoming debut album, The Grand Projecto. I just did not touch a pen at all. I just sang the melody, sang every single word, and I just let it out. And I creatively just did my brain do all the work.
And you do singing and rap, like you do both.
Sing, rap. I've done a little Spanish. I've produced for OG Picasso, Afrobeats artist. Produced his whole debut album. We're in the works on that. Anything, bro. Like I have EDM on this in my vault, hip hop.
You said EDM?
Yeah. There's nothing I don't do.
And you taught yourself everything as far as like the mix and master and all that.
Nah, don't get me wrong. I have my mentors, but like I put in the groundwork for sure. I didn't go to school for it. There's no diploma behind my thing. The only reason I got my GED is because my judge forced me to. If not, I have to do 3 to 7 years in jail.
Judge. Oh yeah, because. Oh yeah.
He's like, if you don't get he was a dickhead. He was a super dickhead. Thank God he's not doing probation no more. Because long story short, his name was Judge Wong. His son was a dealer. This is a story. I could be wrong, but I'm just from what I know. His son was a dealer, and he left ecstasy on desktop or whatever. And the younger daughter grabbed it, took it, and she died. So he ended up in jail, and he killed himself in jail. And like anybody else, a drug dealer, you're done.
Yeah.
So there's too much emotional connection. I don't know why people even allowed that to even exist, but whatever. Like there was one day I went, bro, a dude that was a pedophile got caught with pornography of kids. Put him in a program. I had people that were like really trying to help me change my life come. Oh, he had not learned his lesson, put me in jail.
Yeah, you said you was in and out for like a year or two.
For a minute, bro. I think accumulated time, 2.5.
What was it like being in there?
Mind opening, bro. It's corrupt. There's no such thing as like the officers running shit. Like the streets run the jail, bro. Money runs the jail. Drugs run the jail. You know what I'm saying? Gangsters run the jails. Gangs run the jails.
And what was the age you first going there? What did you first go in there?
21, I believe. I'm just throwing off the top of my head. 21.
Did any of like the past, the stories you hear in jail, like did those like come into your mind? Like, I go into the shower, I drop my soap.
I dropped my soap, nothing happened.
Oh, like you bent over and picked it up?
That shit's movies, bro. I mean, it probably happened to certain people, but it didn't happen to me. I dropped my soap and I picked it up like a human being, bro. Nothing happened.
I always wondered like what actually goes on in jail, because like I feel like in entertainment they either make it like a crazy fun thing like Orange is the New Black, or it'll be something where, like you said, like, dropping the soap or like...
It's a mixture of everything though.
Yeah.
It's like those stories do exist. Like people do have phones in jails, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see niggas make
But is it-
TikToks and shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it
Doing
like
hibachi.
a on
They
the
was doing
low
hibachi
thing?
in jail when you was there?
Oh.
I don't even know what hibachi is. What's hibachi?
Like they cooking and
Cooking
shit.
fun.
Yeah, you
Oh,
saw the video,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
dude had like
Bro,
a whole
egg
hibachi
rolls,
Nigga made
egg
the
rolls,
whole
wraps.
under the bed.
I'm saying, bro.
Oh my
creative.
God, grilled cheeses, bro.
Bust-
Yo, those are
Bust.
I was hustling grilled cheeses, bro. What, bro?
I'd have been there buying them bitches. I love grilled
Bro,
cheese.
what? Bro, I would buy a block of
Would've made
cheese,
that
right? And so I had this dude, forgot his name, but he was connected to the officer, and he'll make the grilled cheeses in the morning. And since I had mad cheese, I love cheese, bro. Cheese fries, all that, cheeseburgers.
You fart a lot of shit, right?
Well, I try to stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love cheese, like, ooh. But he'll make them, and then I'll sell them for $2.50 a pop.
Mm.
And then there, bro, that's bankroll. But like, I'll get commissary off that shit. People pay me with like their foods and snacks. So then I'll just have mad food to eat. And I'll just give it away, bro. Like, that was just my shit.
More lighthearted, right? Because like my uncle, right? Well, he wasn't really my uncle, but I looked at him like an uncle. He told me, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you get like lonely in jail, the shit that people would do. So like, did you ever like, did you see this, or did you ever like, he said they would like cut a hole in the orange, put like Vaseline in it, and go crazy with it. Did you ever like...
Nah, I jerked off in jail twice. It was the most disgusting thing. So me jerking off is like not fun for me.
I ain't gonna front. I was buying them oranges, boy.
Yeah, for me, jerking off is like my connection to jerking off is a very dark, depressing thing. I can't. I feel lonely when I nut if I jerk off, bro. I feel like I don't know how people even enjoy that shit.
Getting too much yourself sometimes.
Yeah, but you know what it is like. You know what it is to being in jail and seeing like bathroom stalls and dudes like, it's just like you.
Yeah.
After a while, it's just like,
Yeah, no, I was just asking because he said that's what be going on. So
There's a lot of shit going on there, bro.
I don't know. Yeah.
Guys, trannies, all that, bro.
Damn.
I mean, it's cool though. Like, I respect it. Like, I don't knock nobody's hustle, bro.
And well, if it was one thing that you could say you took from the experience there, what would like, in a positive way, what would it be?
Stick to yourself and plan and read. Those are the three things that I really like grab. I'm a lone wolf, bro. Anybody will tell you I love walking, like I'll be by myself. I'll disappear from people for mad long and I'm like, Mike, where's Mike at? Oh, what up? And then I'm back.
Mhm.
Okay, word. You got a whole bunch of new music, a whole bunch of shit going on. I'm quiet with my shit.
Mhm.
You know, Twitter, I started being more open because once I started opening up with my story, people, I have people that I don't even know reach out to me like, yo, bro, I never told nobody in my life, but I was raped as a kid. And I'm like, ooh, I have so much power. Like, I have to let this out. I have to help people, bro. I have to continue opening up and letting these people feel comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I found my purpose now. You know what I mean? Like it's deeper than the money, success, and fame. It's for the people, bro. I literally want to be that voice for the people. I legitimately like once I become successful on some Jay-Z, Kanye type of level, I know I'm gonna be there. You know, I'm guaranteed no way unless I get shot and killed. I'm gonna be super extremely successful, but it's because I really want to give back. I really want to be that voice for people. I really want to enter rooms and be like, how can we help? How can we change shit?
I got a question.
Go for it.
Kind of like following off of what he said, as far as habits. Because there's this guy that ended up on TikTok. He used to do time, and like he just goes through the day and talk about like different habits that he picked up in jail, like positive ones. Like when he cleans, he always cleans on his hands and knees, or like he's strict on the schedule with himself, fitness, stuff like that. So like anything that carried over positively that you feel like benefits you now.
Hell yeah, bro. I was 256 pounds. You feel me? Working out that was the day one habit. Anybody tell you, bro, I don't miss that morning workout. I don't miss that shit, no matter what it is.
Every time you text me or send me, you always working out.
Yeah, that's my shit. This days I've worked out 4 or 5 times in a day. Cause bro, I don't have a lot of sex, bro. Like my testosterone builds a lot. I eat healthy, and when I do eat the junk food, like it's just energy, bro. So I need to let it out somehow, some way. If not, I'm gonna get fat as fuck.
4 or 5 times, man.
That's a lot.
Or
Yeah.
2 times.
Once I hit 2, yeah, I'm done, bro.
2 a days. Is,
Bro, my
2 days in college.
some of my workouts be 2 hours, bro. Hour and a half, 2 hours.
4 times a day.
Nah, obviously I'm not gonna all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like some of my workouts be 2 hours just because I have too much energy. I gotta let it out.
Yeah.
I have somebody, his name is Jimmy. He sends me a workout plan. I follow it. To the top, I literally follow it. Discipline, that's a habit. Structure, that's a habit. Journaling, meditating in the morning, that's a super habit for me. If I don't do that shit, I'm off balance, bro.
that's a fact.
Like I'll tell you my morning routine. I wake up, drink a cup of water, wash my face, brush my teeth, meditate for 5 minutes. It's a focused meditation I do on YouTube. Then I journal my thoughts. I tell myself what I'm grateful for. I tell myself, thank you, God. I tell myself what I'm gonna accomplish today, what are my goals, even if I don't do it, but it's my mentality though.
Dope.
You feel me? Because bro, our brain is our hard drive, right? But this is our fuel, our energy is our fuel to that hard drive. So what we consume, I forgot, somebody says the thing, what we consume, what we listen to, who we speak to, what we talk about, what we watch, is who we are.
Right. I remember that was like the first thing when we had our conversation. You told me, you said you was removing certain things out of your life because you was trying to get into. Like, I can't remember exactly what you said, but I know you said you just like removing certain things, people.
Yeah, of course, because I got tired of shit. When I get tired of shit, I have no problem being by myself, bro. Like I love being by myself. You know, it's peaceful for me. If I feel like you're just selfish, egotistical, I have nothing against you, but I just don't got time for you. If you're not trying to work on yourself, if you don't see what you're doing wrong, cool, do your thing.
But yeah, would y'all say like it's certain things? I know we talked about this like I think our first episode. Things that like habits or stuff that you may be continuously doing, or
Like bad habits or just habits in general?
it could be negative.
Cash got a song called Bad Habits. My fault.
What would y'all say for y'all? Like, is certain things that y'all think y'all still need to remove from your life? You know what I mean? Like to y'all too, like that'll help you. You know what I mean? Get to further along.
Survivor's guilt.
You said survivor's guilt. What you mean?
Mad situations where literally I feel still to this day I feel guilty that it wasn't me in a sense. Not to say like I want to be in a bad situation, but like you see people you grew up with end up somewhere, people you grew up with no longer with us, and you kind of that connection to them, you know that at any point you could have went down that same route. And, you know, in a way you're grateful that your life is the way it is and you didn't go down that same route, but there's always another side to it where just like, you just guilt. It's not logical, none of that. It's like, you just feel bad. So I feel like totally that's something I gotta get rid of. I've been working on it for fucking years, but
It's hard.
it's difficult, yeah.
Hard.
I would say for myself, probably I mean, I somewhat am disciplined, but trying to be more disciplined, like, because the way my mind works, like, I can do something consistently. Like, I was working out consistently, like, what, this past, like, 3 months, and then out of nowhere, I stopped.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
Yeah, and literally, it's hard for me to actually go back and going into the gym. But it's like the thing I realized also too, outside of me actually going to the gym, like even like a regular workday schedule, like I don't like having like a consistent thing going the same exact day, like every single day. Like
Right.
in my way, like I don't know, I guess like sometimes I just need something different each
Mhm.
day that I'm doing. But like I don't know if I need to have like the structure in the beginning of the day, like as you said, wake up, do this, do that, do this. Or if I should just like, just continue, just go off the vibe and just see what happens. But like
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just I think I just have a difficulty with discipline or structure and stuff.
And even like to your survivor's guilt point, like I kind of have like that similar thing.
Hmm.
Um, because like I remember I was telling somebody recently as well. For me, it's like a certain specific thing that like happened. You know what I'm saying, with the person who's no longer here as well. And I think and that happened like a few years ago. And I think ever since that happened, my whole life kind of just flipped now because now I can never move past. You know what I mean? Basically, long story short, I had a coach who he he was responsible for like me from the basketball perspective. Like the player y'all see now, he is the person that first took that, like saw the talent there, identified that, and was okay, cool. We gonna craft you. We're gonna work on you. We're gonna put you in certain camps, schools, college, whatever the case may be. And to the survivor's guild point, my last year in college, doing terrible. I was sleeping around, was playing ball. School became like a second thought. Then there was stuff going on with the housing apartment, car shit. So because of that, I fell off in school, right? So my GPA went from like a 3.0 to like a 2.3, right? Because it was like for one semester I had like a 1.2 average. I
Mhm.
just wasn't going to class, nothing. I was just tired. And he was calling me from that semester all the way for like a year. He would call me like once every week.
What was the trigger?
Huh?
What was the trigger?
What you mean?
What was that thing that caused you to get off balance?
It was a multitude. The prior summer, my mentor, he died, right? And we got into the program Upper Bound. And the only reason why I did it was because of him, because he helped me, right? Going to church and stuff. Like he
Did you view him as a superhero?
Hmm?
Did you view him as like your superhero in a way?
not like a superhero, but like he was the only person in church I felt was real. Like I would go to church and like I would go there, but only because my mother was making me go. But he would really like in church, we had real conversation. Like, yeah, like I used to sniff or I used to do X, Y, and Z. And I'll be like in church. Like, so he was the only one that ever really sat there and was like, yeah, I used to be doing this with this shorty and I had this one and bring this one over. And I'm like, damn, like in church. So I used to only go to church for him type shit. So when he died, that happened. That kind of like threw me off, like because I would talk to him like once every week, reach out to him. So when he passed away, it kind of like just threw my whole shit off. So then after that, like my pastor, his mother died right when I was about to take a test, like a final, threw me off again. So it kind of like all those stuff keep occurring. Mentally, it just was too much for me, right? Then I still got to play basketball. We struggling as a team. And it's like I'm going to the gym, I'm working out, putting my energy and emotions into my craft, but like I feel like the team not taking it that serious as well. So that just was another thing. So again, my coach calling me every week, the one that got me started everything, he calling once every week. I never picked up the call, right? For like a whole year. Come back home, he's still calling. So then it was one day my mother was like, you should speak to Les. Like he told me he wanted to, he wants you to speak to him. You haven't been reaching his calls. Like he was ducking him in a way. So think I was, fuck it. I was gonna call him one day. I fell asleep. Right, literally fell asleep. Next day, I'm sitting down watching the Lakers game. No, I think I was about to watch the Lakers game, which is ironically his favorite team.
Hmm.
My mother comes in the room, knocks on the door, like, and when she came in, I knew something wrong. I'm looking at her like what, what we being weird for? What's up? She was like, Les died. Once she told me that, my whole world shattered. Cause I'm like, wait, who died? I was like, man, stop playing. Like, what happened? She's like, no, like he died immediately. Ever since that day, my brain mentally changed ever since that day because it was like I could never get past that because me, you know what I mean, certain things that I was doing, I wasn't proud of. You know what I mean? I knew he would never want to hear about me smoking weed. You know what I mean? Having sex with this one, that one, falling behind in school, whatever the case may be, not finishing school, all that stuff. And I was so ashamed of that. I just didn't want to talk to him, right? Because I didn't have no accountability of it. And lack of that when he died. So ever since then, I'm like, damn, he went to his grave probably thinking, like, oh, damn, like, I tried to do everything for this kid in his life. He literally, he could say, like, he is who he is because of me. Like, I got him here. And this is what he did. You know what I mean? Like, so for ever since then, it was kind of like I never could forgive myself with that. Like, even going to the funeral, it was hard for me to see his wife. Because she was like, first thing she said, he loved you so much. He always talked about you. And I'm like, damn. I could never tell him that. You know what I mean? So that was to that point. That's what. That'd be
Thank you for sharing that, bro.
Word.
cool, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so what would y'all say now for everybody?
How did you feel when you said that?
What? Man, listen.
It felt good though. You let it out.
It
though.
does, you know what I mean? But you kind of go back to that space where like they'd tell you, I'm not a big pity person. I don't know what I mean.
Of
So
course,
it's like
yeah.
that's natural. I guess you could say it could be a masculinity thing, but it's like it's certain things, you know what I mean, that you just in your mind, your mind can never get past. You know what I'm saying? That you still fight with every day. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes you just need to let it out. And it's like you said, this space creates it. You know, people like yourself, Lex, even bringing that up made me think about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have people around that you know you can share that with. So.
Oh, bro, fuck yeah! This is what it's all about, bro. This is what I want for people, bro. I want people to feel comfortable to let shit out like that, because then you get to reflect. This is what this is all about growth, evolution. Fuck the money, fuck everything else. It's about evolution, about growing, evolving, becoming a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you can is when you see those things. You know what I'm saying? So like, hell yeah. Facts.
So for everybody here, right, including yourself, like what would y'all say is next for y'all, right? Like what's the next, like, you know, obviously, you know, in life, you know, well, especially like for the year, right, we probably have certain things we want, right, certain things we want to get to. What would y'all say is like the next step for y'all to get into your ultimate goal? At least for everything, 'cause I know we talked about goals for this year and stuff, right? You weren't here for the episode, obviously. But what would y'all say is like your next step in life? Like you got it, I got to get to this point.
I would say definitely just turning around a whole full 180, I guess, you know, with things. You know, even touching on the point, it just made me sit there and think about it. Like with my kind of circling back to the next question, I mean, the other one, but my grandparents, I was just sitting here just thinking about it. Like, I don't have much of a connection with them. And it kind of made me think about it because it's like, they usually tell me like, oh, call, reach out, you know, like I want to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And like, usually like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, well, you know, I'll just say it. But then I'm just like, you know, there's situations like that could happen. And even yesterday, I was just with my grandma and even herself, she was just talking about like how when I was younger, you know, she never like had that connection with us because she kind of like lived a bit far away. But it was just so crazy. That's just, I guess, one of my goals as well too. You know, I definitely do want to reach out to family more. But, you know, I guess I kind of like have myself a bit overwhelmed because I have like my dad's grandparents from my dad's side, my mom's side, and also my step family. So it's like, it's so much that goes on, but also too, it's just like, you know what, like I could just take a day and just go ahead and do that. But outside of that, career-wise, I would definitely say keeping the mindset of just like, I gotta do it. Anytime I come across the thought, because there's so much things that I want to do. And just starting stuff, you know, like I feel like it's very important. Like, you know, we have the podcast, like this is dope. Like we're doing this, gotta do it, you know, even on days you don't feel like it. At least for me, I just feel like gotta have that gotta do it mindset. Even like with I've kind of been putting it off. You was talking about it a little bit, but like with my car vlogs, gotta do it. Anytime I come across a thought, just gotta do it. And even so, like with films and acting and there's all this stuff I'm not even going to talk about yet, only because once again, it's those things I don't want to talk about yet, and then I don't end up doing it. But those things, I just got to do it. So this year is definitely the I got to do it type of mindset year, I feel like.
For me, Thank you for sharing that.
Right.
For me, obviously become a better version of myself. But like my main goal for this year is to really get that big check, so I could start investing into other things and making things become bigger. So my goal right now is to get that big check.
You doing networking. So like, what would you say is like the next thing you want to get into, or like you want to do? Like what's for you? What's your next? Like, what's that next thing for Mic Ruiz?
Right now, like that I'm putting together.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a big performance right now for my debut album, which is like sharing my album and my life story with people. So I'm gonna have a couple big artists. Shout out to Aaron Knight. He goes by Swim now, or Rusty Gray.
Where I was just listening. SWM.
SXWM.
I don't know. I'll have to look at the phone.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to go by Aaron Knight. Now he goes by Swim.
Mm-hmm.
And Rusty Gray. And shout out to Sparrow. He's gonna be interviewing all the creatives there. Alex plays Silver. He's gonna be performing on the keys. Jay plays gonna be on the drums. My man Sean. He doesn't have Instagram, but crazy bass player. My goal is to put that and have possible New York One coverage on it as New Yorker of the Week. I already reached out to them. I got to pitch a story and whatnot. And like I said, my main focus this year is to get that big check, because that big check is going to allow me to help a lot of more people and build myself and build my company the way I need it to be.
Yeah, I won't speak too long on any of the few of the. I'm gonna just talk. Kind of like touch on what I noticed from you already. The networking thing. I've never been real good at networking because a lot of this, my perception of it a lot of the time is always like people do it disingenuously.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Read that book.
I'm gonna write that down after this. I'm gonna hit you about that. But it's just like, especially with the modeling thing, I notice a lot of people. The people that I've networked with and actually connected with, it's always been something organic, as opposed to like I'll watch people and it's just like, I'm gonna go talk to him because he got 1 million followers. I'm gonna go talk to this dude because he a person of influence. He got a blue check, here, this and the third. I guess it's cool in a way, but if there ain't no connection, if I don't like gravitate towards you, is this not a natural conversation that just break out, I'm always feel like it's a chore to talk to you. You know what I mean? So I got to get better at the networking thing. Kind of like what you said. I'm great at planning stuff, writing stuff down, keeping a journal, keeping my notes. If you see my notes, it's crazy. I have like over 200 notes on my phone. It's just like on shit that I want to do. Execution and like actually starting things.
Tony Robbins' personal power program. My fault, bro. I just
Hey, man,
I love to feed that knowledge, bro.
Good luck.
Tony Robbins' personal power program. It's on YouTube. It's a 30-day program. Literally day 1 to day 30, he'll tell you how to execute. It'll start off small tasks. He'll literally give you homework. It's an hour thing you listen to, and he'll tell you what you have to do at the end of it. And it teaches you the psychology of execution, the why, the purpose, the mission statements. Like, there's a lot of books I could just recommend to a lot of people, like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, The Power of Now, The Power of Flow, all Malcolm Gladwell's books, Genius Foods, The Power of Habit, The One Thing, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, The 5 Love Languages. These are all books that I've read because I literally just want to become a better version of myself. And I want to share that with everybody. There's so many books I got out to people that they never give back because they never read it. But I'm getting to that point, like, get a library card, bro.
That too. Last point being finding balance. Getting back to that because I feel like there was a point in time where I kind of like lost balance, stopped being like myself, and kind of beat yourself up in a way because it's just like, yo, I want to get back to who I was, But I read a quote this week, and it's kind of just like giving yourself peace and understanding that who you were was all right for that time, and you kind of got to put more time into figuring out who you are now. So trying to get to that, trying to appreciate who I am now and like fully figure out who I am now. But yeah.
Rock with that. All right, so
You?
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. I was like,
yeah. So real quick, I'll say my next step. Obviously, I got my real estate test in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. So once I do that, I'll be straight. And then yeah, that's really it. Doing that. Connecting with people more. I think like I've been off Instagram. So when I come back to Instagram and I see like I have different requests, kind of similar. What I mean, people that just want to reach out, just talk about certain things, whether it's clothing brand ideas, like modeling for them or whatever the case may be. So that, and then also too, just connecting with my family. Just being there with. I think sometimes when I go through things, I neglect them. I just stop talking to them in general. So just reaching out with them, more. I talked to my little sister yesterday for like the first time in like 2 weeks, and that was just like fun. So just doing stuff like that, and just being more present around for my homies and shit. So that's really it for me. That feeds me, that gets me going, that gives me the energy and motivation to do, whatever it is that I'm trying to do, whether it's real estate. Like y'all understand, just chilling with y'all, talking with y'all, that make me want to like go home and like take my notes type shit. So yeah, just doing that, and then hopefully I can hit on one of these parlays. You know what I'm saying?
I did my first bet last night. I lost.
Sorry.
So close.
Hey, man, there's a
lot
lot more
more
that
losses
coming.
coming.
Yeah.
Nah, it's only $20, but I was so close. So close.
Trust me, you got a lot more heartbreak coming your way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So what I mean, that's it for us, y'all. Thank y'all for watching us. Open Exchange podcast. My name is Dom.
Boobie.
Lex.
Mic Ruiz.
All right, thank you guys for watching.
And shout out Yomi.
Oh yeah, Yomi, she a real one. You know what I'm saying? Little
Right.
turbulence today. She a real one. So yeah.